We're joined today by Hannah Kipp in our TLU Athletics Salute to Seniors series. Hannah's a special situation at TLU. She graduated in 3 years, and just a mighty accomplishment for her to get done in that time. She was an all-conference performer for Texas Lutheran in several track and field events. But would you say discus was kind of your specialty, or did you like all the throws equally? But you seem to be kind of discus, kind of the one thing that you really excelled at.
Yes, sir. I would definitely say that discus was more of the specialty, especially because I started throwing that in 7th grade, whereas hammer I didn't pick up till my freshman year here at Texas Lutheran. But, the one meet we got this season, I ended up having a really great start to hammer, which was a little disappointing, but I've definitely come to learn to love hammer in the last 2.5, 3 years. But definitely discus is where my heart truly is.
Take me back to some of those early times throwing the hammer. What was that like, learning the hammer?
A lot of frustration, a lot of falling. Um, it was definitely challenging. It's definitely not natural whatsoever, but I found it really fun because it was a great challenge. It was something totally new, and it was a lot of fun to balance going from discus, which I had a very technical mindset to just this new implement where the goal was to finish standing up and not falling on the concrete. But they definitely helped me balance out any frustration, and learning both of them, they went hand in hand in the mindsets of the technical aspects of them. But it's definitely fun, challenging. There's nothing I've done that feels anything like it, which is really cool.
What was there ever a sense of fear with the hammer? I know it seems like it could be a very dangerous thing.
Yeah, I guess after the first time I fell, it it scared me for a hot second, but after you get that first fall out of the way, you just kind of learn to tuck and roll and get up. It's a lot easier to get up and just keep throwing than it is to walk away that day. So I definitely got good at falling and keeping my head off the concrete, but there was a lot of skinned shins and elbows and bruised knees, but I wouldn't change it. It was a lot of fun, and it definitely helped build my character for sure.
Your teammates, I would always like to watch you guys at the throw ring there, which is near our offices at TLU. Seemed to be a great sense of camaraderie amongst all the throwers, always out there, always trying to throw. And what was that camaraderie like amongst the team?
It was always really strong, which was nice. And one thing that was super cool was that one of the girls that I came in with, Deja, she is definitely a hammer thrower. I'm definitely a discus, and both of our secondary events fall backwards. And so it was always really fun. We would try to practice together, same implement that day, because it gave us a sense of competition, and we could definitely try to compete with each other, out throw each other, and it definitely made us better for it. But it was also super fun because you could be competing with this individual, and if you had a great throw, they would immediately turn around and tell you, great throw, hype you up. And this is the only program at the college level that I've thrown at, and I'm not sure if that's necessarily the same through all of them, but I definitely feel blessed to have had that, especially with all of my teammates. I've never had anything negative said. Everything was always uplifting, especially if it was, you had a terrible day. They would always find something that you did well, even if it was, well, hey, at least you didn't fall, there's always tomorrow. So that was definitely unique, and it definitely made my time here so much more fun.
And Deja was the conference champion in the hammer throw this past year, and you were the conference champion in the discus this past year as well?
Yes, sir.
How many years did you win the discus title? Just this past year, or did you win it previous?
The past 2 years, yes, sir.
Past 2
The 2
years.
years that I got to throw at conference.
Right. And I know it was a hard time when you didn't get a chance to defend those titles and compete at the conference level, or the chance to go to nationals. What was that? Share just some of your emotions when it kind of, maybe it hasn't sunk in that you were told that it's kind of over.
Yeah, we kind of started watching everything in February and seeing that the virus was becoming a bigger deal. And I give it to my mom. She called it from the beginning and said, you need to be ready. You're not going to have a season. And, me, I was like, no, there's no way. NCAA would not shut down for any of that. And so I guess that kind of helped because I did have that in the back of my mind. But for that day, for it to come and then to start seeing social media and seeing, oh, they just canceled everything. And so that was super disheartening, and it definitely didn't sink in for about 3 weeks. I was actually on my way to practice, and I was putting on shoes whenever I realized, oh, my season's over. And being that this was my senior year, it was my career. And so that was definitely hard. I don't know. I think it was really just disheartening because we had only gotten that one meet in, and it was a very strong start. I think I had a 2 or 3 meter PR in hammer. I was right about where I needed to be for discus for a strong season. And so it was just, everything felt like it was going so right. And then for it to be ended by something that, no one's seen or even expected. It's different whenever you tear your ACL or, your pec or something like that, rotator cuff injury. That's normal. This wasn't normal, so it was definitely disappointing. But the last couple months at home, I've been able to spend a lot of time with my family, and so that's definitely been nice. It's making planning the wedding easier. But it's, thank you. And so I've had a lot of time to reflect on my time at TLU, and I'm still so thankful for even just, a little over the 2.5 years I was actually on campus, but the 3 years that I've been there to build relationships and everything. When looking at it like that, it makes the end of the season easier to see everything else that I've gained from my experience here.
As a thrower, Garrett Garza, I would imagine pretty well, but, imagine Garrett being at the indoor nationals with the chance to win a national championship and having that at the event, at the place where it's going to take place. And I still wonder about how hard that was for him. And I've talked to him about it, and I just marvel at his resiliency, and I can't even find the right words for how he handled that.
Yeah, we actually have a group message, and so everyone started seeing, Twitter, Instagram, NCAA stuff of, I think they first said, well, no spectators, we're going to try to get it off. And, you saw this start getting phased down, and we all quickly realized that this probably isn't going to happen. And so immediately we were all trying to reach out to him, and we found out that his parents had already flown in for the event, that they then couldn't even attend. And so that's super hard, especially because his family follows him a lot. And so not only was he disappointed, but I know his parents were just as excited for this experience. And then to literally be so close, you're at the event, and for it to be taken away from you, I can't imagine. But I'm really impressed with how he dealt with it with like a lot of grace, and kudos to him because that's extremely hard.
Well, your TLU education, you got it done in 3 years. You're a product of Round Top Carmine High School. You're a native of Ledbetter, Texas, which is a very small little community between Giddings and Brenham, basically. If you know where Brenham is, if you know where Giddings is, it's at that part of Texas. What was it like growing up in such a small community? And then coming to TLU, did TLU seem really, really big? Because TLU is a pretty small school. What was it like for you growing up in that small community and then coming to TLU?
Yeah, so the whole term, it takes a village. I really was raised by my community, which was something amazing, and that I think definitely helped shape me to the individual I am. Round Top Carmine, I graduated with 20. We were a big class. They were very proud that they got all of us through it. And so when looking at schools, I did want something smaller because I was used to 20 in my class. I could walk up and, everyone knew my name as teachers and stuff. And that was super nice. That was important to me. And that was something I immediately noticed at Texas Lutheran, was that it seemed huge to me. But, everyone else, when you look at your bigger universities, public universities, this is small. And so I really think that one of the most amazing things about this university is the interpersonal relationships you can form with the faculty and staff. And that definitely helped me transition from my, class of 20 to, I think I matriculated with 400 or 500. And so that was definitely amazing. And I really owe a lot of that to Coach Tyler and Coach Holland for recruiting me, because it really you don't see a whole lot of advertisement for Texas Lutheran. And so when they reached out, I immediately was like, oh, this is cool. This is awesome. And so I really, really have to thank them a lot for showing interest in me and kind of showing me what this university is about, because it is the best experience I ever could have had. If I, had to do it all over again, 100%. I wouldn't have been sad to stay here for 4 years, but my dad's sure happy I did it in 3. But it's a one-of-a-kind school that gave me a one-of-a-kind experience, and it's definitely made me a much better person for it. And I'll forever hold TLU in a special place in my heart.
Well, we couldn't have been prouder of you, Hannah, and of your time at TLU. And thank you so much for sharing everything that you did for us, not only as a student, but as an athlete and as a member of our community. We wish you the best and congratulations on your upcoming wedding. I know that's excitement. And are you marrying a Bulldog as well?
Yes, sir. Hunter Ulrich. We actually met he threw hammer. So that's actually how we met. So not only did I get a great education, I met my future husband. And so TLU is amazing.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations to you and Hunter. We wish you all the best. And thanks again for visiting with us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.